I mean, I had that conversation with some too, but then a lot of times it'd be about like really just like life and like
No, trust me.
financial situations.
No, that's
And
the
you
thing.
really don't understand that like sometimes you got to give up on everything, focus on getting your money.
For
And when I
sure.
say everything, I mean everything. Like niggas don't understand sometimes that that's what it takes. And if you've been doing it wrong for so long, why not try to do it different? Like take
Nah,
the
for sure.
advice I give you.
As a nigga that went from full-time fucking, Rico case drug dealing to now being somebody that works full-time at fucking two different jobs, about to open a restaurant and shit, explain to a nigga, like you just said, like, the main objective of dropping everything and rechanging your entire life for the better.
Like selling dope. The way I sold dope was like there was nothing else in the world. Like I knew, I mean, I got certain attributes that some people don't got. Like I'm good with words, a good salesman, I guess you could say. Like, and I got a solid reputation. So, I mean, I guess I would have made decent money regardless. But the one thing I noticed in the very beginning was you got to find a way to be better than your competitors. Yeah, like I wasn't known as a person to come to and get what you need and shit like that. You build that. And so in the beginning to stand out, what I seen niggas was lacking in and where I could make my name at was consistency. Like 24
Consistency.
hours. Every time you call me, I got it. Like I had to, like I said, you got to give up on everything and focus on this. And so like, that was life. Selling dope was life. It wasn't like I wasn't part time with this shit. I
For
wasn't.
sure. It's every second.
Niggas seen me in Detroit at the longest for 2 or 3 days, and that was only because I was here waiting on the bag.
Yeah.
And so it was life. I gave up on everything.
So you saying
I gave up on time with family, time with kids.
You sacrificed every other aspect of your life.
Any part of it you can think of, I sacrificed that shit. I leave and be out of town. Hell, sometimes I leave by myself and be out of town for weeks. Niggas wouldn't see me. I've been in fucking mountains with the bag where I don't even got phone reception. You can't even talk to me. So
For sure.
like, that was what was important. And it might have been wrong, but going from that to even now legal shit, the shit you just said, even that starting off from the bottom. I mean, I started working a legal job just because I was helping somebody out.
For sure.
Working a day or two a week helping them. But also was out on parole and had 30 years over my head. So I did need to make a change. But the same way I sold dope was the way I worked. Like
consistency.
Yeah, nothing else matters. If I ain't working that day and you call me, then I'll pull up. And I figured whatever you do in your life, you should do to the best of your ability, no matter if you think it's small or big. You shouldn't be doing it if you're not going to put your all in it and do it to the best of your abilities. So selling dope or working, that's how I did it. And that's what led to working multiple jobs and about to open a restaurant. Shit, it's just because my work ethic when I started was better than anybody else's. And I be bullshitting sometime now. And that's what some niggas see and they don't understand. I put in the work to be able to bullshit.
For sure.
I put in the work to be able to have you do the work for me.
Yeah.
Because I had to do work for people before too. And I never asked nobody to do something that I haven't done myself or that I wouldn't do. And so that's the part niggas miss. When they look at me, they just think shit easy, or I got this and I got that, or my life seem easy and I have other people do shit or tell other people what to do. That shit just wasn't just handed to me though. Selling dope, they looked at it the same way. It just seemed easy for me. But that's because I was willing to go harder than anybody else. I was willing to do more than anybody else.
For sure.
I was willing to sacrifice everything. And nobody else is willing to do that shit. When
You know,
other niggas out doing shit, or other
Yeah.
niggas out
I was just
chilling
about to
with
say that.
bitches,
You know,
I'm sitting in the spot
I think
or
that's
I'm out of
I
town.
think that's my problem sometimes. You know, how the fuck do you balance your life with that? You know what I mean? You watch SpongeBob before?
Shit, there was no balance.
You ever seen an episode of SpongeBob where he had the fucking they wanted the fancy fucking restaurant, and my nigga threw everything out of his mind besides being fucking fancy. The nigga didn't even remember his own name. Sometimes I feel like that. You know what I mean? But like.
So that's kind of what it is. Like, so how do you balance it? There's no balance.
There is no balance.
And, there is a certain point you can reach where at that point you can have balance. But then that's a goal you got to set for yourself. But until you reach that point, there is no balance. Yeah, until you reach that point, it's unbalanced. Because until you reach that point, it's all over here. And there's nothing over here.
Nothing over here.
And, you set that goal. And once you get closer to that goal and reach that goal, then there can become more balance. But until you get there, there's no balance. And, at times, there's been things that throw me off or like stray me from, the goal.
Yeah, for sure. There's always going to be that obstacle.
I was in a better position, either selling dope or working. I was in a better position by the time I let those things distract me. Before I felt I was in that position, there was no distractions.
Tastes disgusting. Sorry.
Yeah, there was no distractions before I felt I was in a position to let there be distractions. And I'll be honest, I shouldn't even let that happen. Until you reach the goal, there should be no distractions. Until you reach the goal,
oh yeah, but I mean,
you can't relax. You can't stop.
You can't blame yourself for that though, because I mean, when you set your own goal, you can't foresee what's going to happen between you and that goal. You know what I mean? You can set the goal anywhere you want to.
And this is what I'll say though. You set a goal and you do everything in your power to reach the goal.
For sure.
There's been times where I let things slow me down from that goal when I didn't have to.
Oh yeah, but
I could have still
there's a difference
been
between
going as hard as I was supposed to be.
Well, no, but I mean, shit, you still made the goal. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, what I was talking about with somebody the other day. Like, shit. Sometimes, it's not about how fast you get to the goal, shit. Sometimes you get a little bit, you got to slow down and take a breather, you know what I mean? Sometimes you see something you fucking on the side, you stop and look at it. But it's about just getting to the goal.
That's what I said, and I ain't all the way at the goal. I ain't at the goal till I'm...
Oh, yeah, no,
but until I'm rich.
You a lot.
And then my kids rich and they kids
for sure, you know what I mean? But
that is what happened, like you say.
Things getting closer to the goal.
Me,
you know what I mean?
I guess I stopped to smell the roses from time to time. But,
I mean, that's the thing, though. I mean, shit, like you said, when your life has no balance, you know what I mean? Like you said, like, shit, when you pretty much nothing else matters besides the goal, sometimes you got to stop and smell the roses, you know what I mean?
And that's what it is. And sometimes you do.
Otherwise, shit.
You might go crazy.
I was say, you might go crazy, you fucking shut down, shit.
But you can't you can't even stop to smell the roses until you in a comfortable enough position to stop and smell the roses. In the very beginning, there's no roses.
That's because
there's no stopping. There's no detours.
So there's the main goal. The goal's all the way at the end of the finish line.
Yeah, the main goal. But I guess you got steps in between.
Yeah, let's say along the way there's a bunch of mini goals.
Because goals don't happen overnight.
No,
a serious goal takes a lot of time. And so I guess you got to make pit stops along the way.
No, for sure. In order to get something you never had, you got to do something you never done.
That's one of my favorite phrases.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, you got to put that motherfucker out.
That's one of my favorite
I swear. You know what I'm saying? Nah, shit. No, that line always sticks with me, because a lot of people, they can't step outside of their comfort zone. Their goal eventually becomes something that they can't achieve anymore. That goal becomes a different goal. The goal line moves. You know what I mean?
That's bad too.
It's horrible.
I mean, I guess the goal line should move after you've reached the goal.
Yeah, there you go.
Then you set new goals.
There's a difference between the, you know what I mean? So I was watching a guy and he was talking about like, shit, having, like you said, like many goals in the goal. He's like, shit, I want to get rich. And then he, somebody asked him basically, said like, what happens after you get rich? Say you get rich today, what happens next? That's it? After that, there's another goal. There's always going to be another goal.
But yeah, that's it. Moving the goalpost is fine
unless
you reach the goal.
Yeah, I'm saying.
You can't keep moving it before you even get.
You can't move it back.
To where you're going.
Nah, for sure.
Well, some niggas though, they think they're dedicated to that goal. They think they are doing all they can to reach it, but they're not.
That's because a lot of people don't realize that, bro. You know, shit. When you out partying with your friends, you know, you're not going towards the goal. When you
going towards the goal,
chilling and bullshitting, you're not going towards the goal. You know what I mean? Even when you fucking like, you know, shit, doing something that pretty much isn't making you move towards the goal, you're not going towards the goal. Like you said, you know.
And that's why I say in the beginning, you can't afford those.
You can't because that's when the goal disappears. I mean, by that point, you just smelling the roses all together.
Your life is you content with these roses that you got right here.
Yeah, no.
But you never reached the roses that was at that goal.
Thank God podcast does not condone this message.
Thank God was raised by God himself. What are you talking about?
There you go.